Yeah, so my new album's out, and I am literally like buzzing. I've been running around. I haven't slept for weeks. It's literally like a little Dom's jumped out my mouth, and he's like, and he's running around the kitchen. I've been holding on to this album so dearly and so deeply for so long. To have it out in the world is just like kind of unfathomable in my head. I feel like I can put my art on a plate. Because if someone stabs it or if someone spits on it, someone's gonna plaster it up or someone's gonna clean it up for me. This album is legitimately about every kid from every continent, of every colour, of every shape, every size, every sexuality, of every point of view, and the defiance within my generation to be 100% unapologetically ourselves. I think growing up, especially in the north of England, man, it really gave me a sense of community. The way I looked and the way I dressed gave me something to kick against, and it's almost like it gave me purpose, you know what I mean, even though it hurt me. My old man used to have a guitar shop, so there's literally a picture of me 6 hours old on top of my dad's counter in a car seat holding a Beatles ukulele. So I couldn't really have been an accountant, man. I'd walk into the shop and like see like an 18-year-old with a nose ring, and I'd be like, I want to be just like you. I remember like going into school and I wanted to paint my nails like the lads in the shop. I remember it was own clothes day, because in the UK you don't get to wear your own clothes. You have to wear a uniform, but once a year to do own clothes day. But I remember the teacher said to me, boys don't wear nail polish, and that in front of the whole class. And that felt like a proper punch in the gut to me. But I'm always really thankful of it, because it gave me a desire to want to get out. It gave me a desire to want to build a world. Just so I couldn't exist in the world that was surrounding me, I wanted to build another one. And I just wanted somewhere to belong. And especially like my first album, it was a call out being like, is there anyone out there like me? And it turned out there was a lot of people out there like me. I always keep in contact with my fan base. I always speak to them. And they were saying to me the other day, when we go to a Youngblood show, amongst the chaos and the pandemonium and amongst the sheer madness, there's this element of calm that wants the energy so like, rah, like there's like 5,000 to 10,000 people in a room going, I can be myself. My fan base are legitimately the start, the middle, and the end of the story. I don't want to make music for a motive. I want to make music for a reason. I wanted to write an album for the weirdest years of our lives. I wanted to write an album that was so truthful. I wanted to write an album about identity, about sexuality, about gender, about depression, about drugs, about love, about heartbreak, about acceptance, about every single thing that we go through. Like, I just wanted to write an album that was so unapologetically truthful, even if it gets me in trouble. Because I owe them that. The people I've met and the stories I've heard have just like reinvented every single feeling I think I've ever felt, man. The most important song on the record to me is a song called Mars. And this resembles this community in 3.5 minutes. This is about a young transgender girl I met in Maryland. But I can remember she had green lipstick on and a matching duffel coat, and we're on like wood chippings. And she told me that her parents just couldn't simply understand that she was, and always in fact had been, their daughter. They thought it was some weird alienistic, attention-seeking phase, and it made me so sad, because she was just so cut up, because she just wanted to be who she was. And she said to me, she was like, all I could think of in my mind was, I just need to get my parents to a Youngblood show, because then they might see other people like me. She's got good grades and saved up, so her parents would have no excuse but to come to the show with her. And they came, and they saw other people like her. They saw the passion, they saw the energy, they saw the simple reluctance to be anything other than who or what they were. And they took her out for a burger after the show and accepted her as the baby girl, man. And to me, that just that just like blew my mind, because what I want to radiate and what I want to say is Yungblud ain't me. Yungblud is not me. Yungblud is us. Yungblud is we. It's, I don't know, Tom in London. It's like, it's a community, man. It's like, it's not about a song. It's not about like digits and numbers and whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's legitimately about people. No one will get your vision, I don't think, 100%, except you. Directed the video for Marja. I was involved with everything. I was like, each one of those incredible people brought their own story. This song and this video, in the video, to them wasn't just a song about trans rights. It's a song about defiance. There's metaphors of racial inequality in that video. There's metaphors of sexual harassment in that video. It's not, it's so literal and so metaphorical all at the same time. It was so moving to make, man. I'm pretty whatever and silly all the time. But in that room, like, I see it like a torch. All the light and all the just went into a laser beam, and we all just went bang. Yeah, there's two songs that I'm really curious to see what people think. They are Love Song and The Freak Show. It's like Yungblud wrote a love song, what? But I experienced that, and that was just as real as anything I'd ever felt. It was real, it was more powerful, it was like blew my mind. I had a bit of violence in me growing up. Like, what? I won't go into it too deeply, but I was always loved as a kid. Me and my sisters were always very much loved. But sometimes the idea of love, when you watch your parents fight, and everyone in my school, you know what I mean? Everyone in my school was the same. Do you know what I mean? If people weren't talking about that, they were lying. And I was like, Fessy's love, I don't want anything to do with it. And then I actually fell in love, and it completely changed my whole perception of it and turned my world inside out, and it was exciting, and I learned so much about my sexuality, and the person I was with taught me so much about like the world. It was like my head opened up into a clock, and I kind of saw all the cool bits, and that ended, and that didn't turn out so good, but I'll never regret it because it taught me so much about myself. And I wanted that song to be a mate to someone who's fallen in love, and it's like, yeah, this is crazy. Or a shoulder to someone when it's like, I just got my heart broken, man. Do you know what I mean? And then the second one is Freak Show. Because I just went mental on this. I was like, I'm just going to do whatever I want. I'm going to mix Eminem with Queen, with Gaga, with Bowie, with Panic, with Run DMC, with Beastie Boys. You know what I mean? I was going to mix all these genres together. And there's that line at the end, times will change and you might break, but I'll spend the rest of my life believing in you. Can't wait for everyone to hear that line, because that's what Yungblud's about. What is my perception? New alternative. Freedom. Express yourself. Be different without censorship. It just finally feels like rock's doing something again. At the end of the day, rock died and got so boring because it was just like four idiots in leather jackets eating too much guacamole and drinking too much sparkling water and singing about nothing and like having a god complex, like we're going to save the scene. There cannot be a scene without people and friendship and support. Everyone was like looking over each other's shoulders. Who's going to save rock? You just got to be mates and make great stuff and support your best friends and say something that matters. I love Ash Nico. I think she's brilliant. Obviously, I love Kels. He's my best mate and my brother. Obviously, Travis is like Papa Trav, like guiding us to the fields of Ark and Rye. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but rock and roll. Maggie Lindemann, I think she's sick right now. I love the Fontaines DC. It's just so much. It just feels fresh and new and exciting again. Winning Best Push Act at the EMAs was like proper like Christmas morning, man. It was like rock and roll Christmas, and Dave Grohl was like running around with a pitchfork. You know what I mean? It was like, to have that intro from Dave Grohl was like crazy. Like, I picked up guitar because of it. Touring's mad at the minute. Like, the virtual tour's been crazy. I just wanted to resonate the idea that just because we can't touch each other right now, don't mean we can't feel each other. I just wanted to come to different cities and allow people to come to cities virtually that they'd never come to, because each showman has a different culture. And then announcing an international tour, a real international tour, a year away, and the tickets just went mental. Shows are selling out already, and they're the biggest venues we've ever played, and it's a year away. It's crazy. Have an happy day. This is MTV.